know. I feel like modern women don't really view marriage as a backup plan. I feel like modern women don't want to get married. Like, there's a lot of women saying that they don't want to get married. They want to be single. They want to be rich aunties, no kids. So I don't know. I feel like
they say what? The rich aunties?
Rich aunties, yeah. They want to be rich. They really do. They want to be rich aunties and just travel the world and just, I don't know. I feel like it's so different now. Like, within like the last 20 years, it's just like there's like a big shift. Like, a lot of people don't want to get married anymore. They see it as like a bad investment.
I hear more from women than men.
Yeah. I think they really see it as like a bad investment. Like, they're like basically like just like giving away like their youth. Like being trapped in like a marriage, whereas they could be like free. I'm not saying I agree with it, but I'm just saying that a lot of women do feel that way though. They do feel that way. Like they just want to travel. Like that's all I see on TikTok. Traveling the world, being rich, no kids. I'm like, damn.
Giving that pussy up.
Right.
Yeah. So whoever Tom, Dick, and Harry.
All right, welcome back to another episode of Daily Wrap Up Crew. No book of, but I go by the name of Eli. As always, we got Ace with us.
Yes, indeed, Ace caught the merch.
It's crazy because I was going to finish your bar for you. You gonna say it? Like, last but not least, we got Jew.
Well, it'll still be relevant. What it do? It's your boy Jew. Podcast our passion. I see niggas wearing skirts and kilts. I guess is the week of fashion. You know what I'm saying? I give y'all a bar right there. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, you are one of them niggas, right?
I'm not one of them niggas. Like, first of all, like, you know what I'm saying, we do got the pictures of you in the fairy boots. Like, you know what I'm saying?
It's the Jeremy Scott. Y'all know what
fairy,
it is. You know
fairy edition. Like,
you know what I'm saying? Your sneakers got the wings. You know what I'm saying?
No, it was rainbow too with the wings. Like,
you know, I got the silver. I got the gold. You know what I mean? I got the Batman version. Come on, shout out to me, man.
Anyway, man, we got some special guests in the building. Ladies, let them know where they can follow you at.
I'm Live Like D. Live_like_D. That's my name.
Okay.
You did that with a little flow.
Cleo, TRVP, Chapcom. _MO.SZN _. You can follow me on Instagram.
Listen, before we get into these topics, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if y'all not already subscribed. Join the membership, man. We got a lot of exclusive behind the scenes, a lot of exclusive interviews coming up. Y'all not going to want to miss that. We got live streams as well. Join up, get the merch. Oh, I don't got the merch. Like, get the merch. DailyRapUpCrew.co. Like, you know what I mean? My fault.
Why you disrespectful?
Huh?
What's your excuse for?
I could have swore this was a Daily Rap Crew shirt. I didn't even pay attention.
Really?
Like, you know what I mean?
You got the kilt in the back for the after party.
I don't know what you talking about, man. Like, listen.
He got the shirts on too, though. Like,
oh shit, this shit actually match.
Wrong company.
He planned it for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, this first topic, right, is pretty interesting. Wolf, can you play that video real quick?
Black people are the only people that talk about money in relationships.
It's crazy.
Because other cultures just know the man is going to be the caretaker or the provider. Like, other cultures just know that. But when I say it in the comments, like, what the fuck, this lazy bitch, what's she talking about? Every other culture understands the man is the provider and the woman is a nurturer. That's not even a conversation that they have because they already know it. They grow up knowing that. Yeah. Black people are the only people that see our moms do more than our dads. And so we have a reverse thinking about it. We think, oh, well, my mom did it so I could do it, or my mom did it so she can do it. That's why so many black women are unmarried, because we don't have roles. Gender roles are not a bad thing in marriage. Everyone needs to have their, if I don't know my role, how do I know what part I'm playing in anything? For sure. When you're on a basketball team, everybody has their position, everybody has their role. You need to know what your role is. And a woman's role is the nurturer, and if you have kids, the caregiver, and the man's role is the provider, and he brings in the money. He brings in the money, and the woman manages it, and that's how the household's supposed to run.
The lack of tradition in black culture is killing relationships.
So the topic obviously is, do men from different cultures or countries, do they inherently know to protect and provide for women? What's your thoughts on this whole conversation?
I agree. We see mainly because in America, I feel like that's an Americanized thing where we have this thing where we have egalitarian relationships and both people are providing in the relationship. And I mean, it makes sense the way the economy is. It's hard to live on your own or just have one person providing. So both people generally contribute to the household financially, and
that creates the dynamic where now we're struggling about who wears the pants and who has power in the household.
Yeah,
so.
I agree. It's literally just the economy. Like, I don't think it's Black people that have that in common. I think it's people that have lower socioeconomic statuses that are more likely to struggle with money. So, it's more likely to affect their relationships. So that's probably connected to like divorce rates and stuff like that. Black people are more likely to get divorced. So I don't think it has anything to do with race. White people just have more resources. So they're not going to have no problems in their relationship, which most like financial problems is what leads to divorce, right?
You want to say something about Black people get divorced more or something like that, right?
I'm sure like statistically, like Black people probably have higher divorce rates than white people.
People's up there.
I only say that because statistically, I don't know I think it's like 52% of people marriages fail due to financial issues, right? So because of that, it's likely that Black people are at lower socioeconomic statuses, so they automatically at the lower end of the stick.
I thought it was 72%.
72?
Yeah, I thought it was higher than that.
Probably,
might be, but that does make sense. It correlates really well that if you're in a lower economic status, that you're going to be arguing about
divorces, though.
Because Hispanic people,
you married this person for better or worse. You know what I mean? So when shit get worse,
and Hispanic people is even lower than Black people. We talking about like economic, you know what I mean, financial status, like you know what I mean. So and they seem to still have that worked out, like you know what I mean.
I think it's just social media has a part to play on that because you see like everyone living these lavish lives, and it's like everyone is like becoming like viral, and everyone's
I
like,
could get you a green screen. We could lie too. Them motherfuckers is
a lot
lying.
of fantasy that's being made. So I feel like nobody wants to, really like see it through anymore. Everyone just wants like the instant gratification. So it's
Nobody's
like, why are we not rich now when there's someone else that's rich as well? Like there's too much access to too many different things going on in the world. Whereas we never really had that before. We would just know what's going on in our communities, and then that would just be that. Now you can see what people's doing in Africa. You can see what people's doing in Japan, and it's like you can see that just with a click of a button. So
and we have access to celebrities too. Yeah. Like back then, you gotta like write a celebrity a letter or something. You gotta go to their concert. Now you just go on their Instagram, write a little comment. Like you could just be a troll or whatever, and they'll probably respond to you. Like
probably
you got access.
Yeah. But I just feel like what she's saying, like I feel like before like. Men in America had a sense of like providing and protecting. It's just due to just the what the government did a lot to like the nuclear Black families, and what they did to people in general when it comes to like the economy and jobs is where we lost a sense of like family and just like the sense of like having like a nuclear family. Whereas we used to have that before. Like we used to have the picket fence, and we used to have the Black families together. So I wouldn't say that Black men don't know that their responsibility is to provide and protect. It's just that a lot of stuff went into play to destroy that. So I mean, I see where she's coming from, but we also have to understand like what led to that as well. Yeah.
Ace, what's your thoughts on this?
I mean, to some degree, I do agree with what she's saying, but I think in America, Black people just got it different. Like we literally dealing with a system where it's designed for us to fail, and if it looks like we the only ones having this problems because we deal with problems that nobody else is dealing with. I mean, so that's probably why. As far as other races doing it, I do think that Black women in America also contribute to that because they making money and contributing to the household. Like she said, they think that roles is changing. That shouldn't change your role as a woman. You should still be a nurturer. I'm not saying that you gotta do everything by yourself, but obviously the man should cook, clean up. I'm not saying that those roles should be specifically for a woman, but I'm just saying that shouldn't change how you respect your man and treat your man just because you got to contribute to the household.
Yeah, true. I agree.
That's true. That's true.
What's your thoughts on this?
First, I want to give a shout out to Big Bro for giving me some information. It says the Black divorce rate is the highest among any other race at 30.8. The Hispanic divorce rate is second, and the white divorce rate makes up almost half of what the Black people are. So they're at 15. Yeah, so them numbers is true. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't expect it, but it is the truth.
Okay.
To dive it, she said a lot honestly. Not just, you know, and I hate to point a finger or say anything that may offend somebody, but, you know, women fought for this equal rights opportunity, the feminist movement, where they want to be treated as equal. And then when it's that time and point where we say, okay, realistically, me as a man, if I'm being open and honest and I tell you, I can't afford what the fuck society has set up for me to be just the solely the one that's responsible for all our financial responsibilities. We have children, we have a house, we have a car. Realistically, if we each have a car, I may not be able to afford to pay for you want the BMW or you want this nice ass car. I'll get you the Honda. You get what I'm saying? But you want the BMW. You get what I'm saying? So and I would love for my wife to always manage our bills, but sometimes we get into this point where everybody is not financially responsible as the other person. You get what I'm saying? So now it's getting to the point where it's like, this is my bank account and that's your bank account, when it shouldn't be like that, but that's kind of the reality. And I don't think we should we should add roles, but I think we get a lot of pushback when some men make roles, because now women that are making money feel like you shouldn't be the one that's telling her her role, where she could listen to that nigga at work telling her role. But that's neither here.
And the major thing is that roles have to be established at the beginning of the relationship.
That too.
Not in the middle, not later on, not when money decides to change or society decides to change. Like, you can't just suddenly be like, oh, I'm the man of the house after, after you've been together this amount of times and you're putting your foot.
Well, I would not be the man of the house.
I'm just saying, like, I'm putting my foot down on this. I'm putting my foot down on this when you wasn't putting it down before. You know what I'm saying? Why are you now putting it down?
Circumstances change, though.
But that's what I'm saying.
That's true. But you always got to talk about the circumstances.
You have to have communication. You got to talk about it
completely.
Okay. But I'm more confused on why wouldn't I be the man?
But that depends, right? So you're saying that in like a traditional sense, like man of the household, like duh, that's me. But what if somebody else just doesn't see their gender role like that? Maybe there's a woman who's they just feel like they want to be the head of the household. Like,
but
you can't assume that she's going to fall back.
I would always be the man of the house.
Right. So boom, now you got to talk about it.
But I'm saying you can't say I'm making this decision because I'm the man of the house if that's not the relationship you guys established from the jump. If you're making these certain decisions, would it be, and I'm just agreeing with your decisions.
Would it be the same if somebody came and disrespect you? I would have to step up. Whether if I was that soft ass nigga, right? I was that soft ass pussy nigga that didn't want to step up for you, right? And then another nigga disrespect you. You better step the fuck up or get the fuck out, right? So if I got to step up and embrace that role, why is it a problem if I step up and embrace another role?
I just think that head of the household thing is convenience. Like, you the head of the household when it comes to bills or making the decisions, but then when somebody breaking the house, you the head of the household, go get that. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like, yo, you gotta get the respect, man. You gotta get the respect. You not waking up in the middle of the night checking to see what's that noise downstairs.
Yeah, I think I disagree with a point about it's just black people, because I think sometimes we surround ourselves in so much black media, we don't know what's going on in these other cultures. True. And unfortunately, for better or for worse, I have been on TikTok and I've seen...
speak on it.
I have seen these other podcast platforms with white men and Hispanic people, and they have the same... No. That's a separate conversation.
No, it's not. It's very similar.
No.
It's very similar, brother.
We were talking about a specific word that I hear them say. I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying they do have these conversations.
But it's also along the same lines, right?
No. I'm saying let me land.
Y'all want to bring up the conversation?
Yeah, bring it up.
I apologize. Let him finish.
What I'm saying is I do hear these conversations about 50-50 households and, who's the head of the household with white platforms, like, you know what I mean, that have a way larger... They're not saying I don't need a man.
Yeah, I'm not.
That's what I'm saying. Hold on. That was the conversation
I'm
we was talking about.
I'm just bobbing. You know what I'm saying?
So making faces, man.
so what I'm going to say is, we don't put ourselves in those atmospheres to see what's going on, because they going through it too. And like you said, I think it is just a Western society type of thing because of inflation and the cost of living. We always talk about how our grandfathers was working factory jobs, and they was able to afford, if you ask the women, they had like 5-6 families, like working factory jobs, like not a degree. They didn't have no degree. They was working at the equivalent of an Amazon warehouse or something like that. You know what I mean? So, and they was able to support because the cost of living was different. And even when you look at other countries, their cost of living is extremely low. So of course, I could provide for 100 families if I wanted to. In some countries, the rent would be like $300. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's to us, that's nothing. To them, it might be to them, that's a mortgage. You say?
Yeah, it's a mortgage in
Shit,
some countries.
Oh, so
it's
it's drastically different. Plus, we have the advent of feminism, like Ju said, which these other countries don't have. They don't, and these women inherently know their roles. Like, you get what I'm saying? So, like I said, it's different cultures. You know what I mean? These other women are not in their countries talking about how much they don't need a man, how much they're independent of a man, how much they're trying to be a man, how much they're trying to be.
Not talking about who the head of the household is for sure.
Yeah, they're not having these conversations because they understand that role. So I think it's unfair to compare that generation or that society or culture to our culture, because a lot of those people that come to America that was the sole provider in their country, they come to America and they asking their significant other to work. Like, you get what I'm saying? We live in New York City, you know what I mean, which is like one of the most diverse places in the world. And in my work area, there's a lot of Hispanic people. I see a lot of Hispanic women working alongside their men. I see a lot of Asian women working alongside their men. So these other cultures are doing it. They're just not online talking about it like how we are.
They
maybe some of
assimilated when they came here too, basically.
Exactly.
I get your
you know what I mean?
point.
So
You're
like I
right.
said, in New York, I say this all the time, and they already said in New York City, making $100K is the equivalent of $36,000. Like, how you want to support? Y'all we say they want a 6-figure. That ain't supporting a family.
I'm still
like,
a broke nigga,
And even if that does support a family, then it comes down about lifestyle. Like, you know what I mean? Maybe I can be that sole provider, but then what kind of lifestyle do you want to live? A lot of women want to live. It's not like they want to go on vacation. They still want to get their hair done. They want luxury, gifts and stuff like that. So, that is a lot. It's expensive. Like, you get what I'm saying? So, I can be that provider, but what kind of lifestyle do you want to live? You know what I mean? So,
live for today or live for tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. So, if you're comfortable living, we're paying our bills and everything is whatever the case is, and I'm not being able to contribute as much to our savings because a lot of it is going towards the bills or whatever the case is. Yeah. Realistically, how do you expect me to save for a rainy day if I got to pay everything? Like, you know what I mean? So, just different societies. I know it's a long-winded question, but it's just the cost of inflation in our society. And I think it's just a bit unfair to just be like, oh, well, it's only Black people that talk about this. Other people who are having these conversations as well. Like, you know what I mean? Especially in Western society. Like, you know what I mean? So, and to go back to Jew point, we was talking about a specific phrase.
Yeah, what you was talking about?
Yeah. But look,
before you get to
all right, I'm saying this is my grievance with the situation. It's because he said we can't just only say it's Black people, da 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 da.
But he's saying that he did the research though.
What I'm saying is he also said it's only it was only Black women who said they're
mostly.
No, he did not say mostly.
He said mostly.
He did not. If you go back to the video, he did not. He corrected himself, and when he corrected himself,
all right, you're right.
But it was when I first stopped him. It was, Black women are the only one that said that. I'm like, you cannot say that. They're saying in these other spaces, and then he switched it to mostly.
Okay.
And that's my point.
We was talking about a specific phrase. I'm talking about just general conversations.
They may not be saying the actual words, I'm independent, I don't need no man. They're saying it in their way. Hey, I don't need Tom, or I don't need a man. They're saying that on these other platforms, these women that want to be independent. They're just not saying the exact words in Black women terms.
No, Black women got to stop.
Oh, hell yeah, I agree 1,000%. But I just said it's not just.
But to this day, me and Ace asked him for evidence.
I did, and did I not send you?
Maybe one or two videos. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And that just goes to show you it's not just Black women. I think it's more of a generational curse where a lot of these women are just fucking naive and gullible. I don't know what the fuck going on. And they out here just kumbaya into some shit that they can't, it's not realistic to them. So, I mean, not all women, see? I'm going to say that.
We might have to bring that topic up.
We got to back up.
I'm just saying.
Rewind the clip, like, you know what I'm saying? Listen, let me get to this next topic, right? What's a belief you had that when you was a child that you discovered was untrue?
I think for me...
Oh, my fault, God.
I think for me, it's like, if you do good things are gonna happen to you, but it's like at the same time, it's like good and bad things are gonna happen to you, regardless if you do good or bad things. Like I used to
true.
I used to really like believe that to the T. Like I used to like really just try to go out my way to like do like really great things. So I would just receive good things back, and it's just like when bad stuff would happen, I'm like, what's going on? Like I thought I was being a good person, but it's like it's just life. Like people who are nice will always you know,
They actually finished last.
Yeah, they finished last. They finished last.
It's like you're living in a fairy tale.
I wish someone told me, like, you know, just put yourself first and then good things will happen for you, instead of just thinking like, you know, good things happen and you just receive like all that you wish for. Yeah.
No,
this is like,
and people grow up. People grow up still living in those fairy tales, still being gullible, instead of realizing that you gotta change your behavior if you want good things to happen to you. You gotta work for it. You gotta work for
go
it.
get it.
You gotta work for it.
That's what it come down to.
That's a fact. Yeah. What about anybody else got anything? I think I got 3 that I was thinking when I was thinking about this. I had 3 that came to my head initially, right? I think the concept of unconditional love, you know, I was taught that at a younger age, and when I got older, you know, specifically once I got past age 25, like that shit don't exist no more. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Ju always says, like, you know, love is transactional, not even in the sense of purely just finances, but, you know, what can you do for that person? What are they doing for you? Type of thing. So, you know, growing up, I'm thinking like, oh man, I'm gonna find somebody that's gonna love me. Only my mom is at this point. Only my mom can love me and my children. Like, you know what I'm saying? But
some niggas ain't got that. Their mama be tagged with the blue flame.
That is true. That is true. So, you know, I think that was one for me. I think the idea of being independent. I think when you really think about being independent, no one's really truly independent, right? Because even if you're an entrepreneur, you're dependent on your customers to come, you know what I mean? Without your customers, you're going to be out of business. You know what I mean? Whether you live by yourself and you're paying your own bills, you still have to you have to depend on your employer to pay you. Like, you get what I'm saying? So when you really think about it, no one is truly independent. Like, you know what I mean? You're always depending on somebody eventually. Like, you got to be up all the way up there. And even if you Jeff Bezos and you own Amazon, you are dependent on the customers buying from your, you know, your website, whatever the case is. You know what I mean? So you're always dependent on somebody. And I think the last one, I think that like growing up with this idea that women are inherently these angels and they're these perfect creatures and they never do anything wrong. I think that was something. We grow up thinking that women are these angels and they never do anything wrong. And I'm not saying, and this is not for stuff like that. This is not for like all women, but inherently there's that factor of you give women the benefit of the doubt because you just assume they just, you know what I mean? It's not till older when you realize, yo, some of these women ain't shit. Like, you know what I mean? So like, you making all these fake faces.
I never had that thought.
You ain't never had that thought?
I never had that.
You never had that thought ever?
That women are just angels? Hell no.
Yeah.
You always gotta treat them nice.
Yeah, like the good girls, they don't do stuff like that.
I seen different, man.
What you saying?
Okay.
Women is animals.
Wow.
I remember 6th grade, bro.
Damn.
Grade, bro.
They always say black men always talking about some shit from the 6th grade. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Bro.
6th grade.
I had a shorty.
I gotta hear
and she cheated on me, bro.
They gonna say you was hurt. We gonna clip this. They gonna say you was hurt. I know they gonna say
you talking about she kissed somebody else. Nah, I mean she was hugging somebody else. She was fucking somebody.
What junior high school you went to? No, I'm not gonna hold you. Junior high school.
He still like
junior high school was spicy. Yeah, come on now.
School they helped me down, pull my dick out. Like them. No, I ain't come out.
Wait, what?
This is in America.
Wait, a bunch of women held you down and did that?
Yeah. Woman or children. Like,
y'all were kids. Y'all were kids.
They was kids too.
There
was kids too.
It's giving big mouth.
This is like 7th and 8th grade.
Big mouth?
Wow.
Right.
But
what's happening?
That's crazy.
What school did
they say, yo, he got the strip.
Shout out to MS61. Nobody said that.
Oh my God. What's all the Empire?
Empire Boulevard. Shout out to MS61.
That's my old
school was lit.
That's crazy.
That's
crazy. That's a good time to go to MS.
What I did think growing up, that adulting was gonna be lit. That's what
I
thought adulting was gonna be lit. I was like, I'm gonna get the fuck. I ain't gotta worry about nobody. Nobody busting their toe about
buy what I want, eat what I want.
I'm gonna be able to make my own decisions. Know what I mean, live with myself. I ain't gotta clean when I want to. Like, I say, I can't wait to get the fuck up out of here, boy.
That's
good.
That was definitely
life hit you fast after that shit.
Right.
High school is the best time of your life.
I
ain't gonna hold you, bro.
Got no worries.
If I could go back in time, I would live there forever, bro. I was the fucking man. Like, I had no worries in the world. Like, high school was just great.
Just playing sports and living life.
That's it. Going to
And you can make
parties.
money. You ain't got to be responsible for nothing.
Exactly.
Anything you made was yours. You know what I mean?
Oh, no. Not in every household. You got
Not
to,
every household.
You got to go bring home something. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Give my mom a little $20. Like,
ain't no $20.
Nah, you gotta pay bills.
Child paying rent at that time.
I mean, back
In
then,
the cubicle.
minimum wage was like what, $7.25?
Right.
So
Right.
$10,
$20 is your
$20 is a lot. Yeah.
But my second thought was that when you get a credit card, you could just.
Oh, yeah. Good one.
When I got my first credit card,
Oh,
He said a limit.
I didn't know how
Oh,
important
no.
credit was, bro.
Oh.
When I
You
got
ain't getting
my
his money
first
back
credit
right now.
card,
Okay.
jeez. But I had like a $500 limit, bro. I just went crazy,
Yeah.
bro. And I was like, oh
Yeah.
shit, I gotta pay this back. Oh shit. Oh, my bad, damn. Like, yo.
Not my bad.
Because that nigga, yo, it's great because on TV, nobody ever had a limit. It was just swiping this shit unlimitedly. Like, yo,
Exactly, bro.
so,
Yeah,
like,
I saw that
So when they
episode.
send my shit, my name on it, I was like, nigga.
This is my money.
Yeah.
This is my money.
I had to pay that shit back, nigga. I was like, huh?
with interest. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, those two that came to mind.
it was
That was good. I can't even think
Yeah.
of that.
Yeah, that was-
defeats
yeah, that was
those.
pretty smart.
Adulthood is very ghetto.
Yeah.
Do nobody got nothing else?
I think that's
Those are some good ones. I ain't gonna hold you.
Mine
Yeah.
is like if you're smart, if you get good grades, like you'll be rich in life, you'll be successful.
Oh yeah,
False.
true.
That's not true.
that's right.
Yeah.
Like that's a small part of the equation. So
could
yeah,
do-
they
you-
lied to me.
Very small.
I think it's still an
I
important
put
part
all
of the
my eggs in
equation.
that
though.
basket, so I'm kind of tight. Like
Why not? I mean,
It depends on what you smart in and like what you
that's
studying
true
and
too.
that
But I
kind of
feel
thing.
like it's like more networking, hard work.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with what you know. It's like who you
Who
know
you
and
know.
how
Yes.
you
let me tell you.
hustle to get that.
I got friends right now that be like, yo, can you help me fill out an application? You get what I'm saying?
Oh,
So you do need school. You get I'm not fighting. I'm not saying you gotta be the best person, but there's people that didn't take school serious at
Mhm.
all
Yeah,
and out here
it shows.
be happy you were successful in school.
But
yeah, but
'Cause I know people that
think
But then
what
on
she's
the
trying to
flip side of
say-
that,
yeah.
how many people you know with degrees working in like McDonald's?
I was
Yeah,
literally about
true.
to say
That
that.
is
Working
actually
was about to
so
say
true.
that.
Yeah.
I wish
Like,
I
the
wish
same
they were more
job.
transparent as understanding the landscape of the economy and being like, all right,
Yeah.
well, I would advise you not to go into that. Like motherfuckers is telling me to go to liberal
Mm-hmm.
arts. Oh, you just go to
Yeah,
liberal arts.
yeah, go
What the fuck I was going to do with liberal arts? Like, you know what I'm saying?
I
There's-
also
Like,
went to
yo.
college for liberal
Yeah,
arts.
like so I
it
wish
was,
it.
it was always get a degree, but
Yeah.
they didn't tell you what
Yes.
to get.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
You know
Well,
what I mean?
why? Why are we
valid.
here?
That's
Like,
Yeah,
That's valid.
you
That's
got to
valid.
bring back
Word.
internships and
Hands-on
apprenticeships,
stuff, trade schools.
trade schools.
And stop locking internships
Black
behind
people?
like college, like degree. I think everybody should be able to get internships. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because you learning it, you basically there to learn the job. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're shadowing
Definitely.
people. You
Definitely.
know, obviously some interns you probably do have to go get.
And
You
the
know,
black
Mhm.
people that's
Coffee and
higher
shit.
up need to start
Yeah.
helping like other black people too.
Definitely.
Because these other races looking out for each other. We need
I think
All
certain
the time.
colleges do that.
I'm talking about like intern, like if you had a company or whatever,
Yeah.
you could pick somebody.
We're
Like,
jumping into another.
and I'm
question,
learning.
right?
I'm talking about real internship, not just going and get a nigga coffee. Like you ain't learning shit.
No,
Like you know what I'm
like
saying?
apprenticeship, like you
yeah,
learning
like
what they
yeah,
learn.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like you know what I
Yeah.
mean? You just running to get you do their task and shit like that. Listen, let me get to this next topic, right? Yo, hit that like button, man. I'm not gonna. I ain't gonna say it
That's a good
again. I might say it again, but make sure you hit that like, make sure you hit that like button, comment y'all
Gonna say
favorite
it
part.
no
If y'all
more.
agree,
You ain't gotta say it again. I
if
got
y'all
you.
agree or disagree, yo, just let us know. Next topic: do modern women view marriage as a backup plan?
Yes.
A backup to what though?
Y'all reality.
Making
If the
sure-
independent thing ain't working.
Oh.
In terms of making sure you're getting taken care of, I agree.
Okay,
I
yep.
think so. Yeah.
Yep.
Like, I mean, I'm not gonna violate HIPAA, but I just at work, I met this like 70-something-year-old woman, and her husband was in his 50s, and they were married for like 30-something years, and he was taking care of her, making sure she was good. She was like, as long as you don't bring me no babies, you make sure I'm taken care of, we're good. Went there, and he was living lavish, watching TV. His woman took care of everything. She's well taken care of. And she was dropping gems like, you got to make sure you got somebody to take care of you. Even though you're making all this money and you could take care of yourself, you need that person as your backup. Because when things fall, especially for females, I feel like guys get probably more taken care of than the women do in the nursing homes and stuff. So who's going to take care of you at the end of the day?
But I don't think she looked at it as a backup almost. I think that was her initial thoughts. You
That
know,
was her
right?
first
You
thought.
want
'Cause
to
she
you
already
want to get
had
married. You want to be
relationships,
happy.
She already had she already had children and stuff like that.
Oh, this
So
is
this
outside.
was like
Okay.
after the fact where she's just like, all right, my kids aren't going to take care of me. I got to make sure somebody do. So she went and got married.
You said she was 70 something, he was 50 something.
Yeah.
Oh, they got. I thought they was married for that.
I don't know. I feel like
crazy.
They were together for like 20 years already.
20 years?
Yeah. So I think, at that point, she was just like, okay, my kids aren't going to take care of me. I need a backup plan. So she got married to somebody she knows is going to take care of her.
But the real question is why didn't the kids want to take care of her?
Word.
I don't know.
Because I usually every older person that is always with their sons and stuff like, or they don't, like, you know what I mean? So it's like,
That's
damn, why
true.
do you not want to take care of
That's
your mom?
true.
Like, you know what I mean?
That's
So
true.
don't want to take
Childhood
care of their
trauma.
mom.
that's what I'm saying. Like,
If I ask my kids today, would they take care of me? They could probably say no.
Yeah.
What?
I think,
They're not gonna say
wasn't
that.
They
it
probably would say
Sukiana
no.
that said,
Why?
like, men
I'm strict.
don't have people to take care of them? Sukiana was like, the men be in the nursing homes.
We ain't listening to nothing
Yeah.
Suki
They don't be
say.
having nobody.
Yeah.
They don't be having nobody
That's
take care of
Poor
them.
fellas.
I don't know. I feel like modern women don't really view marriage as a backup plan. I feel like modern women don't want to get married. Like, there's a lot of
Right.
women saying that they don't want to get married.
That's
They want to
it.
be single. They want to be rich aunties, no kids. So I don't know. I feel
the
like
they say what? The rich aunties?
Rich aunties.
Yeah, they
We
wanna be
talk
rich.
about that.
She
We
said
they
talk
that.
really
about that
do.
too.
They
Like,
want to be
I
rich
mean,
aunties and just travel the world and just I don't know. I feel like it's so different now. Like within like the last 20 years, it's just like there's like a big shift. Like a lot of people don't want to get married anymore. They see it as like a a bad investment.
I hear more from women than men.
Yeah, no, yeah. I think they really see it as like a bad investment. Like they're like basically like just like giving away like their youth. Like being trapped in like
Their
a
freedom.
marriage, whereas they could be like
It's crazy.
I'm not saying I agree with it, but
No,
I'm just
no,
saying
I
I'm just saying
understand,
that a lot of women do feel that way
Spot
though.
on,
They
by the
do
way.
feel that way. Like they just want to travel. Like that's all I see on TikTok. Traveling the world, being rich, no kids. I'm like, damn.
Giving that
bro.
pussy up.
Right.
Yeah.
So whoever Tom, Dick, and
I'm
Harry
like,
literally.
damn. Like I
Getting theirs.
thought,
They
Like,
getting
yeah.
theirs.
Niggas
I
that make it-
mean,
like,
yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, you know, you don't see, you said in the last 20 years, you're starting to see that more happen. But
Yeah.
we can just look at society now, and obviously, especially in our community and just in Western society in general, when we don't have that, that I always talk about the nuclear family. When we don't have that nuclear family, we see what's happening with the kids, you know what I mean? The single parent household is not working, obviously.
Yeah.
So it's like, we was in an era, in the 60s where we were, especially in the Black community, we was the most married in this country at one point. We had thriving communities, you know what I mean? And then obviously once you take the man out, everything goes to hell. Now we don't even need to take the man out because the women and the men don't even want to get married to each other. They just rather be single parent households. So it's just not beneficial for society in general, because other women are doing the same thing. And when you don't have the nuclear family, society tends to decline, you know what I mean? So kids are much more impressionable. Like, look at the kid. Like,
That makes sense.
you know what I mean?
Crazy.
So
It's
Yeah.
adding up.
yeah.
Niggas ain't on the same
Yeah,
frequency
that's
for
true.
real.
That is
True.
fact, man. Like, even with men, I see a lot of men are starting to now be more calculated with women, and they're starting to look at women. Are they assets or are they liabilities? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's
And a
big
lot of
fact.
men are looking at women as liabilities. Like, you know what I mean? You
They
just
are.
want to drain, not all women, but some women just want
Some
to drain a man of his resources
No, for
and then
real.
go to the next man or whatever the case
Yeah.
is. Like, you know what I mean? So guys like, damn, do I really want to provide for this woman? Like, I don't know if she's going to be here long term. Like, if I lose my job, is she going to still be there to support me? Probably not. You know what I mean? So it's
But
like,
you know what? Sorry to cut you off. What adds to that or what causes that is when people ignore red flags. That's when they end up in situations like that.
Yeah.
Literally. Like this just happened to one of my guy friends. And I'm like, I could have seen this a mile away. Like, but he didn't because he ignored the red flags.
So that's going to segue right into this next topic, actually. Like,
Oh.
I'm glad you said that. Like,
Okay.
what are some red flags that you think people tend to ignore, or that you probably have ignored in your personal life?
Me?
I gave you an option. You go either or. Like, you can talk about yourself, or you can just talk about people in general.
Dorcas
We don't
be
talk about
throwing the
people.
flags.
I'm very analytical, and I'm also I have like a high level of discernment. So if I feel a type of way about something, I'm really good at calling it out. But I also have a lot of grace, and I give people, space to fuck up because we're human beings, right? So if I see some shit, like, all right, it's like, okay, noted the first time. But the second time, it's like, okay, now we have to have a conversation about this because you're not about to play in my face. Like, because if this happened again, like, that's not going to be okay. I know how I'm going to react. So let's cut this shit right now. But most people don't do that. So first one, a red flag. Red flags is kind of like deal breakers in a relationship to me. Y'all see it that way too?
Yep.
Okay. So let's
for
say
sure.
from a girl's perspective, someone is they're not really attentive to you. Like, let's say you're on FaceTime with them and they're multitasking. They doing other shit on their phone. They talking to other people. They walking around. They barely paying you attention. To me, that's a deal breaker. So first time, I'm gonna call you out. But if that's like a habit that you always do, I'm not gonna change who you are. That's a red flag to me. I'm gonna call you out on it. We're gonna talk about it. If you are not considerate of it to me, or you just don't really give a shit, you don't think it's a big deal, later. You're not doing
so let's really get what will make you ignore a red flag?
Wait, before we go to that,
Okay.
when you on FaceTime with said person, right? Are you holding the conversation? You holding your end of the conversation?
Yes. That's the
Because
thing.
you know women call you like
just be
one
like
word answers and shit
just
like
chilling.
They want to
And
go
then
to
you
sleep.
talk to somebody
Yeah,
else.
want you to
yeah,
carry the
substance.
conversation.
Why you ain't talking? You over there talking to Jonathan?
No, because they have no substance.
How was your day? Good.
Nah, I be attentive to people. That's why I
Yeah.
be tight, because if I am a multitasker,
Okay.
but I do it effectively.
Okay.
But it's like when I'm talking to people, I make sure I try not to do that, because I know that to me, FaceTime, you want to see my face. Like, bitch, talk to me. So I'm gonna give you that respect too. So if you're not giving me that, nah, it's a problem. We gotta
I
talk
hate
about it.
FaceTime.
I think
Same.
I like
Why?
face, but I'm saying, what will make y'all ignore?
like
What will make y'all
I think
ignore a red
So if
flag?
the pro, pros and cons, everybody got
For
their
sure.
shit. If the pro is like super high, then I might ignore a little red flag that's like right here, you know?
What's considered a pro?
Can you ask her? Like,
Nah, I need to break this down. Like, you know what I'm
Attraction.
saying?
I
Like,
think what
Khadijah.
women like, if women are like, if they see a guy that they really like are attracted to, I think
No,
they
That's
would ignore a lot of red
this
flags.
is a
flag,
personal
yeah.
question though.
For
What is
sure.
something that will make you
Alright.
ignore
And I
you?
said
You answer first.
You
attraction.
You was already talking. Go ahead.
that,
What's
and
something
then-
that will make you ignore the red
Yeah.
flag?
If I'm attracted to you,
It depends, because I have discipline a lot.
She
but great dick. Emphasis
Yes.
on the great.
Now we getting to the nitty.
yeah, that's the answer we wanted to hear. Like, yo,
Because you be ready to go and they just be like, come here, girl. And that shit just have you hypnotized for
Talking to
real.
you, like,
That's why a lot of times when, talking to another female and they're telling me their problems, and I don't even be mad. I'll tell you the advice, but if you go back, I don't even be mad.
I don't even be mad.
Shit, I know I'm gonna go back. I know I'm gonna go back, so I'm not even gonna.
I think
Gonna argue with you.
I be thinking I'm gonna like change this person. He's gonna change, and it's like you just give them so much chances, and like people just who they are. They're not gonna
But
change
why you
if they
give
don't
so
want
much
to change.
chances though?
Because you want them to change.
Because it's dick.
Type shit.
Fatal attraction.
It's like they
It's not just that.
you know,
It's also
like-
just the connection you have for the person, the time you invested too. Like nobody wants to really start over.
That's
But we
true.
talking about red flags like when you dating this shit. So you dating somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, y'all just started, you know what I mean, really
Yeah.
getting there. But you see a red flag, what will make you like, fuck it, I still
Ooh,
stick with it.
one red flag is how a man treats his mother. That's a red flag. to
Oh
me.
yeah.
Are you family orientated?
Mhm.
Like if I see you just blowing off your family and you had to be outside than with your family,
Yeah.
and it's nothing specific that your family's doing that I can understand. Like, oh, this is why you don't want to be at home. That's a red flag to me because I'm very family orientated. I'm like huge on family, so that's gonna throw me all the way off.
I think that's women always say that, right? How men treat his mom, but I think for guys it's unfair because a lot of y'all don't be having fathers, so we can't even see how you be treating your father. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I hear that.
that's what I'm saying. We can see how you treat your father.
I'm just speak for as a woman. Like,
Yeah.
I think I think
That
it's
was
also
good.
just how men like how you talk about women too.
That
Like
was comedy.
if you call them bitches all the time, I'm
That
gonna really
part.
just look at you like, ooh.
If
like,
you refer to
imagine
women
if you mad at
or,
me.
You refer to women as bitches?
yes,
I know somebody that
no.
or
did that.
as females,
you're objectifying-
I don't
Yeah,
respect
Yeah, I know
you.
somebody that do
Or
that.
you
Few
don't
people
value
come to mind.
women
A
the
few
same way
people
that
come to mind. I know
do,
my
so
own
you're
boy.
cooked.
If you're
Oh,
constantly objectifying women,
Boom.
that's a huge
You
red
gotta go,
flag.
bro.
Yeah, like that's not.
What
like,
you mean amongst women, like in front of you? Because
In
I
front
think
of us.
men
No,
are
in
going
front
to
of
be
us.
men.
Anyway,
If
no, in
I'm
front of us,
with my
yes.
boys and damn, she got a
Yes,
fat ass.
That's
I'm,
cool.
you know,
Right, that's cool. In front of
that's different.
If
Oh,
you
okay,
did it
okay.
like, if you're doing it like
But if you call
once
it
in a
women
blue, but
bitches
if
for
it's
no
a
reason,
constant thing over
yeah, like
and
oh,
over,
this bitch, that bitch, this bitch.
Nah.
Like damn,
Like,
like
she got a
that's-
damn. Like,
all right, if
Like,
you check out
what?
somebody and you're just, I'm like, oh, she look, I'm like, damn, she look good too.
Right.
But if it's like something where I'm constantly seeing you just
Yeah.
staring at women's chest, staring at women's ass, breaking your neck, like,
I think
Yeah,
women
man,
should just
thirsty.
allow us to do that. And matter of fact, encourage like
do it
because-
tastefully.
Yeah, like,
Thank
Do
you.
it
I think,
tastefully.
but I think y'all should do it tastefully
I'll
too,
be
like
smooth with
because
I'll do
don't
it.
make me.
Guys, that's
I'm
what
out here looking like a
yes.
statue. You know I want to look. I know you looked it. Everybody else
That's how
done
people
seen
gotta
it.
look.
Yeah, but like, right.
Exactly.
I can respect that. I'm not gonna be grilling it, but you know what I'm saying? Give me the pass, babe. Give me the pass.
I'll be just, I'm like, I know you saw that. It's cool though.
But how you breaking your neck doing it? Like,
nah, you a statue. You gotta get the
Exactly.
A-OK.
You
Like,
walking out of the street, you like,
yeah,
you doing too much,
nigga gonna drop his phone or some shit. Nigga drop his keys.
bumping into other people and shit, trying to look at that. Nah, you doing too much. You gotta be smooth with it. Man.
So I want to get to the fellas. What's something that would make y'all ignore a red flag in a woman?
Great head. Man.
Oh man.
That she know. My bad. Got it, man. Bro. She know what she doing.
Nigga, veneers almost fell out.
What Biggie said, the hair right, keep the hair night.
He didn't say that. And that's positive. He did say that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you said Biggie said that? You said what Biggie said?
But I inserted my name into he said Biggie.
But you said Biggie said. I'm just trying to
run it back. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm trying to save you, bro.
But that is a good idea. What about Juju?
Nah, ain't nothing acceptable.
What? Excuse me?
Nothing.
He's lying, bro.
That's
You're lying, bro.
Call him out.
Please do.
Right, hold your friend accountable.
She looking a certain way with the nice tatas.
Mm-hmm.
The only person, if she not knee along, she got to get along. Like I can see myself like entertaining. No, please tell me. I don't care. Listen, because like
you know we got the chat, right?
Yeah.
The shorty that you always send, the Tia, you know what I'm talking about.
With the big breast?
Yeah. Brown skin,
Tia Becca? Is it Tia Becca?
I forgot what her name is. He know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You ignoring red flags without that?
I'm slapping, but it's not. Look, listen, this is what I'm saying. Y'all talking about red flags.
Mm-hmm.
This is y'all talking about before I got the pussy, after I got the pussy, I done conquered what I wanted. You get what I'm saying? It's not but so much disrespect I'm gonna take. I'm the disrespectful in this relationship. I'm going to be laying down the disrespect.
He's a walking red flag.
So, like I said, I'm being honest.
He don't got no intention.
I am respectful. I am respectful. But if there's any disrespect that's going to be happening, I'm going to be the flag that y'all talking about.
This guy.
I'm respectful, but
I am very respectful.
But I disrespect you, though.
If you don't, you know what I'm saying? It ain't called get back with me. It's called it's over.
Okay.
Spoken like a true toxic nigga. Like,
back in the days, you know what I'm saying? On the playground, I spent most of my days.
That sound recent, man.
That's not recent.
You
I'm delivered. Come on, y'all know I'm delivered.
Yeah, he is.
That sound like a minute ago.
What about you, Eli?
Shit. I don't know why y'all over there looking like that. Like,
what you want to say?
If she let you eat her ass, you know you gonna get it.
I don't do that. I don't know what you talking about. Like, but what Keem said about with the head thing, that's valid. I ain't gonna hold you. Like,
y'all niggas do that. Like you could get head from any lady.
Those type of women give a special type of head.
When you a dude that don't really come off a head, right? And then you meet this girl that does it, and she's. Man,
I think it's the same for women.
Yeah,
it's hard to find.
Yeah, that might be it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But,
that's all I could think of. Y'all, I mean, y'all would have making noises.
Y'all gotta grow up. Y'all all thinking about sex.
With white toenails, and she go to the gym. You ignoring every red flag she got.
I'm not ignoring every red flag. You confused.
He embraces red flags.
Matter of fact, he like, oh, there we go.
Braces.
Yeah, the toxicity, like
if she's a walking green flag, you like. Well, you too pure. Get out of here.
Oh no,
I don't know what they talking about right now. Like,
that's him.
First of all, y'all confusing my type in women with if they got red flags and they,
no, it's not necessarily red flags, but if they toxic, you love it.
Oh boy,
that's not true. Like,
dark skin,
spit,
white toenails, toxic.
I mean, I do
love.
Happy
forever.
I do love my melanated queens. I love them. Like,
you can't just. He's not going to just be peaceful the whole time. You got to sprinkle a little something in there.
Do not listen to these niggas. Like, you know what I'm saying?
no.
I don't know what y'all talking about, man. Listen, we gonna get to this next topic because y'all making up rumors and shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
word to the season.
Yo,
Shorty gonna text him after the show like, "Yo, I seen the show. They talking about me."
I'm still toxic.
There might be a couple of them that might hit me up on that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Next topic, right? Yo, Wolf, how were we at? We good? All right. Always gotta make sure Wolf, you know what I mean?
Shout out to Wolf.
Shout out to Wolf. I mean, what's actions should a woman take to if being approached by a man that's undesirable? Like, what actions should she take?
Don't talk to me. you see, you can't just say that. Not to talk to them though. That it's levels to this.
I'm nice.
Facts.
I feel like in general, if somebody's saying good morning to you respectfully, just say good morning back. That's just starting off that's just being raised right. You say good morning back. You walk through any Caribbean country, you walk up the block and somebody say good morning, you say good morning back. That's it. Anything other than that, when guys come to smile, this, that, to the third, just ignore.
Finesse.
Walk away, whatever. But if they're like coming up to you and, you know, respectfully saying like, you know, I'm interested and stuff like that, just respectfully back say like, you know, I'm uninterested. Well, you don't have to say the reason. Just I'm uninterested and walk away. But I do know that it is kind of tricky, especially when people get disrespectful and you can't walk away from the situation. Then at that point you better start screaming for help because
that's when you finesse.
You can't just.
What you mean you can't walk away from the situation?
There's guys that will like literally continue to follow
I'm not gonna lie,
you.
she's
What if
right.
you're on a crowded
Try to
train?
pull at you, grab at you. I remember one time I was in Miami, some guy like grabbed my arm. I just started spazzing out like after respectfully declining over and over. Yeah, that's what I said. At some point you just gotta know. Start screaming for help.
I'm sorry that's your experience for real.
Yeah.
That's real shit too. Like way too common.
Yeah. So I just feel like at the end of it, if they're being respectful, be respectful back. If they're not being disrespectful, find a safe place, find a safe space, find somebody to help you. That's it.
You ever gave like y'all numbers out just so you can leave y'all alone?
Yeah. I do that a lot because I'll just give it out and just block you because it's like I don't have time for you to
answer.
I really don't have time for you to try to hurt me.
I'll just block you right away and then keep it pushing.
Keep it pushing because you just don't
even do the fake numbers anymore because they're gonna call you
on the spot.
Yeah, they're giving them out and blocking. That's another tactic.
Yo, son, I haven't seen once. I was like,
see your phone ain't ringing yet?
Yeah,
they be like, shit, ringing on my side.
They would tell you to wait too. They be like, hold on, let me make sure it goes through. Like,
damn, like.
That happened to you before? Like you gave him the wrong number and then what?
Like,
the wrong number.
Oh, that's my other phone. He was like, yeah, all right.
Damn.
I was like, damn, like,
that's
wow.
crazy. Like,
yeah, it's just, you just gotta just go about it in the best way possible because you're just not trying to get hurt. You don't know how they're gonna react because everyone can take rejection nowadays. So you just gotta make sure you protect yourself.
I ain't gonna hold you. Now that you said that, like when my cousin was living with me, she texted me one day like, "Oh, can you meet me at the bus stop?" So I'm like, "What the fuck I meet you at the bus stop for?" Like, she's like, "Please." So I said, "All right, fuck it." I met at the bus stop. So I'm walking down the street, and some nigga following her. Like, she literally like 2 blocks from the crib, bro.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I pulled up, he like act like he wasn't even talking to her. I'm like, she like, "Yo, he been following me since got on the same bus." I'm like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "This nigga about to take you home."
Niggas that got on the same bus?
Yes. He was 2 blocks away from the crib, bro. I walked out the house and it was like a block away, bro. I'm like, wow. I'm like, yeah, that's crazy, bro. I'm like,
yeah, it's scary out there.
I think it's extremely dangerous. I just would wish that women don't feel the urge to argue back. I know sometimes it's hard for us to not express how we feel, and it should be right that we feel like a no should just be a no. But some of these motherfuckers are crazy out here. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So be polite as you can. I've seen a video of a woman walking to a car, and the man literally, so she then, which maybe going live is not the best, option, but she just wanted to have proof. But I think putting yourself in a safe environment or calling the police right away if you feel like you're in danger, rather than antagonizing these fucking weirdos out here. You get what I'm saying? Like the dude literally was trying to get into her passenger side of the car.
I did see that.
And then she was like, yo, all right, can you leave? Fall back, it's done. Like, I told you no. And then he's like, well, now delete the video. Like, I'm like, nigga, just leave her alone.
Delete the video?
Yeah, he said, stop recording me. You trying to get views off of whatever. And I'm like, why she got to go through all that? She told you no. She was respectful. She was nice. Some of these women are respectfully telling these men no, and they still can't get the fucking message. You get what I'm saying? Like, yo, just go somewhere. You get what I'm saying? And it's hard for like even the young lady that got hit with the brick or whatever, it's hard for some people to just jump in. That's why I would suggest to women, if you feel like you give the number, if not, we call a 911 on right there on speaker, letting them know, or go into an environment where it's a big crowd and you're not by yourself. And that's all I can recommend. The number shit is cool, I guess, but that gives them too much time to get close and be up in front of you and all that other shit. let alone my lady or my daughter have some fucking situation like that, I'll be pissed the fuck off, if they told me they felt like they had to do, I would want them to go into a crowd where they can feel like he's not going to be able to do all that crazy shit in front of a whole bunch of people, maybe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, this is unfortunate that we, are even in a society where women feel like, like they can't walk home by themselves at night or whatever the case is. But like Ju said, I think the best approach is just to be as respectful as possible. I think sometimes, like Ju said, women can antagonize the man or just be getting, they're upset. Oh, you the eighth nigga to talk to me. I don't want to talk to you. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like, some guys might be respectful. Just, hey, how you doing? You look nice. And, because of how her day was or how many guys talked to her, they might come off automatically, a certain way, and that might make him feel some type of way. So now y'all going back and forth, which is I think is unnecessary.
So niggas need to understand, like, rejection is a part of life. Like, if somebody's not trying to talk to you, you probably never gonna see that person again.
I don't think the rejection part, like, because I could understand why some dudes feel away. Because I used to talk to like I'm talking to 1,000 girls, whether I hear yes or no, I'm still keep going, right? But I'm like, damn, I wasn't even rude. But now I understand why like some women are just frustrated. You get what I'm saying? Just like, if I'm saying I'm knowing myself, I'm talking to 1,000 women walking up and down the block, right? Imagine how many other niggas is talking to that same woman. Why? This is why they frustrated.
Not even so. She might have respectfully declined somebody else, and they still persisted. So now she feel like she got to be more assertive with the next time. You know what I mean? So they really ruined it for respectful niggas.
There's a video out there of like a woman walking through, I believe, Manhattan, like the whole of Manhattan, long blocks for like an hour, and they like watching everybody trying to speak to her over and over and over and over, and it does get exhausting.
It does. I could understand it now. At first I didn't. I'm like, damn, I'm respectful, but
that's also a catch-22 too, because I seen a video of a woman was upset that guys aren't coming to her anymore in public, you know what I mean, or whatever the case. So now, we hear women express so much that, I don't want guys coming up to me. True. Now guys are like, I'm not coming up to you. And now women are like, damn, why aren't guys coming up to me? Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, it's tough. Like, you know what I mean? But again, it should be handled respectfully.
It's that middle ground, man.
It is
they
that
want
middle
niggas to talk to them, but not too much niggas. Like,
that middle ground, bro.
Listen, let me get to this next topic. It's like, I feel like motherfuckers got to teach a course on that shit in school or some shit. God damn.
Even for women.
Street etiquette, like,
scene
some
safety,
dumb shit. Like,
scene safety, knowing your environment.
For the young people, you know what I mean?
Listen, this next topic, right, is it's important to me because I seen Diddy on he was on Earning Leisure over doing Invest Fest, and shout out to them. And this is something I already knew about black people, but black people in America, we spend like $1.8 trillion a year just on goods and stuff like that.
Definitely.
But with all that money being spent, none of it is going into black-owned businesses and things of that nature. So the question is, why, even though black people are spending a significant amount of money, why don't you think enough of it goes back into black-owned businesses?
Just the education. Education plays a big factor. Again, going back to the fact that we're in low-income communities, we go to these public schools where we're not learning these subjects. We're not learning about escrow, and we're not learning about real estate, and we're not learning about now he didn't know that, he had you get a credit card, you got to pay it back. It affects your credit. We don't learn about these things in school. I feel like if you do go to a community, and yes, I'm talking about the uppity communities where they have the education, they're having classes on how to have real estate and how to have businesses and stuff in high school. We're not getting that. So I feel like that plays a major part in it. By the time we do learn it, maybe in college, if we go to college, by the time we do learn it, and we're trying to like factor in like, okay, who can I talk to? Where's the right connections? How do I network? Now you got to go into that part. And,
you
at that point,
about building businesses. What I'm saying is, why don't we spend our own money on those businesses?
Because we don't have the education to
financial literacy.
Black businesses. Black businesses. So we got the education to spend it with other people, other communities. That's what you're saying?
Yes, they invest their money. We give the money to them. They invest it. They give the money to us. We give the money to us, but we don't invest it.
No, I think it's more like, besides like the education part, it's just like a crabs in a barrel mentality.
There we go.
I think we just everyone is for themselves. Like, black people just don't have unity no more. Like, we would rather like go ahead and make like a business with someone that's not even black and go that route than to actually like use people that are Black and want to build a business together, because you feel like if this person does better, then he's going to be more successful, then you're not going to be as successful as that person.
Right.
And I just feel like people just don't want to have unity no more. Everyone is just like, if I can make it to the top first, then so be it. So
yeah. Every man for themselves.
yeah.
We're not being groomed to say like, let's invest in our community the way that, and before people say I'm anti-Semitic or anything like that, the way the Jewish people do. Like the Jews, they literally go to their schools and they're teaching their generations like, hey, we gotta invest in our community. We gotta go to the government, talk about what we need. We got to have our polices and our ambulances and our businesses and our apartments and our homes, and make sure that my home goes to my children and so on and so forth. Like again, it goes back to
we the only ones bragging in music videos about having a Jewish lawyer. Like, you know what I mean? Nobody brags about having a black lawyer.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? So that's a good point that you got made.
I think it all starts in the household. Like, like a lot of these non-Black races, they teach them to always keep it in the family. So you're going to marry someone that looks like you. You're not going to date outside your race. And that's like a big factor too. Like we're very open to dating outside our race and giving our money to someone that's not Black, and then you're destroying that lineage right there. When we need to keep in the family, like how we were when we were having Black Wall Street, we were running the country after when we were segregated. Like I think Black people were just better off when we were segregated, because we had more of a sense of unity than we were when we were integrated. Because now that we're integrated,
I like that you said that, because some people might hear that and they might be like, "What is she talking about?"
It's
but
true,
I actually
though.
do agree with you.
At that point,
now that we're integrated, we want to be in the mix of everything. Like all of a sudden now we want to sit at their table. Like we never was at their tables.
We had our own.
We had no problem making our own tables, doing our own thing, and we were thriving, doing way better than they were. So it's like we need to go back to that. Yeah, I honestly believe that we need to go back to that. We need to go back to making sure that when we spend the Black dollar, it circulates at least 10 times before it leaves our community, before it goes to someone else.
That part, that
like,
statistic for us is really bad.
We need to you need to get all of these other non-Black businesses out of our communities, because you can't even go into an Asian community and set up a shop. Like that's just never gonna happen.
Right.
Like it will never happen. You can't go into a Jewish community. You can't go on Kingston Avenue and Eastern Parkway and set up a shop. Like the Jews are gonna look at you like you're crazy.
Get them the fuck up out of here.
Right. So I just think
even with the
talk about buying this.
Yeah, like with the Asian communities, we got China buying up everything. They're making contracts with the government that a lot of people don't know about.
They getting the money granted to them. And then they're flying over here with $100K. Here you go, make a restaurant.
They make their real they make their establishment. After their establishment is paid off, they're giving it to their friend, their cousin, or whatever, and then they're gonna get another place with the same contract they got, and they just keep it going, and it happens here, it happens around the world. It's just something that we just don't advocate for ourselves enough, especially in politics and in the government, where we're like, hey, we need this much money, we got these businesses, we're gonna work together, and my business is gonna be your business, you're gonna put somebody else on, and so on and so forth. We don't put each other on. Not enough, at least.
Yeah.
But I also think is the support though, like it'd be easier if we support each other for us to put other people on. Because if your business ain't thriving, how you gonna put other people on? You know what I mean? So it comes with the support, like Eli said, even if you're an entrepreneur, you're dependent on people to support your product. You know what I mean? So it's really in supporting each other and being intentional about supporting each other. I think Black people, like you said, the crabs in the barrel mentality, like they think if just because he made it, that mean you can't make it. Know what I mean? He might make it. Remember that you was helping him out and he pulled you up with him. Like, we gotta, I don't know, we just gotta look at each other differently. We don't look at each other as like brothers and sisters no more. It's crazy.
You guys, I agree with the crab in the barrel mentality, like to a certain degree. I still believe that we're systematically oppressed. It may not look like that because we have like the LeBrons, the Jay-Z's and stuff like, but literally we don't have the opportunity or the money to put in to start businesses. And look,
that's not true.
Look, I'm gonna even break it down. And I'm just talking about on a small portion. If you look at a bodega or a regular store, I've seen, Black owners have stores, right? Where I can not see nothing in there but like 6 bags of chips. And they sandwich might cost a little bit more. But we don't know that. We need to support them so they can now have 10 bags of chips. You get what I'm saying? Like, yes, it might cost us a little bit more than what Tom, Dick, and Harry, but they got a whole... Aki got 50,000 stores. They're homies. They're buying up the block. They have 3 stores. They have a regular store, then they get the 99-cent store, then they got the hair weave store. If black women are the biggest consumers in hair products, why the fuck are they not running our stores? You get what I'm saying? Like, not saying, and why are not black men putting them, helping putting them in those positions where they can do it and we can. I think once we start to understand, okay, I can even say us. We're a brand, right? And we're an entity at some degree, but we're still at the lowest bottom of the barrel. You get what I'm saying? We're still trying to be somewhere, and we can't put people in position. Yeah, we speak on this, but we're still, we got to do regular jobs. I think if we pick people that we want to help, that you believe that would help enforce what you want to do, like, okay, you have a goal. Our goal is to make families come back, right? And if you say, hey, I see what they're doing, let me support. Not saying if you don't got it, you don't got it. Right. But if you do, let's invest into that and let's see how they can bring other people in, bring more families in. If we keep worrying about, well, look, they getting their little views on YouTube, they good, they don't need my support. It don't work like that. You get what I'm saying? Shit don't work like that. You get what I'm saying? Like these other groups of people, literally you brought up a group, right? They give people millions of dollars to buy buildings. And we can't even get $2 to buy a sandwich at a store. You get what I'm saying? So it is crab in a barrel, but we are like still systematically oppressed. We don't go to the banks. We don't own most of the banks. So they're not giving us the fucking loan. They looking at your what?
They
you know what I'm saying?
They actually literally look at where you live, where you're from.
Yeah.
And there's like a division line of, and they'll be like, you can make a certain amount of money. You can make the right amount of money that you could pay back the loan. And because you live in a certain area, based on, you could literally be right across the divide and they will not give you the loan.
They even said Uber, look at your names and charge you differently based off your race.
That's crazy.
I heard of that
I did
too.
not know
I also
that.
heard that.
Oh
That,
like, it's crazy.
That's
that your
crazy.
social security
I heard of
number,
that too.
if you're a black person, it's an even number, I believe. And banks look at your social security number, and they already know your race off the back.
I heard about that too.
And decline your request based off of that.
I don't know how to truth. I remember you was telling me that. And then it was some other shit. I don't know. It didn't make sense. I did see something like that. And then I checked with a couple of people.
But the Uber shit was proven.
I got to see about that Uber shit.
Look it up, y'all. Look up the Uber shit.
I mean, they had a lawsuit a few years back where it was actually proven that they was denying black people loans and shit.
Yeah, I think we don't see enough value in each other. Like, you know what I mean? And
professionalism.
Yeah, and I think unfortunately we see more value in other brands. This is why some of the biggest fashion brands today that's now black seem to be some of the most popular because we have promoted it that way. Like, imagine if we were promoting a lot more black-owned brands, they will be on the same level as these, high-end brands.
Another thing I was saying about that, like the famous people, right? I remember when Ralph Lauren got hot among black people, like Kanye West was like, I'm Ralph Lauren, this, that. Every video he got on a polo shirt, everything, right? Imagine if he was supporting like a black brand, you know what I mean? He could have made that shit popping off the strip because he Kanye West, you know what I mean? But I think like that's what I was saying. If you were in a higher place, help out the little people, like.
But that's another thing too. Like, I feel like there's certain black people in a higher position, but that doesn't mean that they're for us. Like, I feel like rappers and like entertainers, they're not like the people that we should be looking at in terms of like for us. I think we should look at people like Dr. Umar, 19 Keys, like black farmers who actually are going to bring more value and help push the black race than the people that they just put there to make it seem like we're doing well.
True.
Because
I agree.
People like them
it definitely got to be intentional. I forgot who said that, but it definitely got to be intentional and start with your kids, raising them to see black as being valuable and seeing something that they want to support. So we just
you got to stop buying your kids the stupid shit too.
That is a fact.
You got this fucking baby wearing Balenciaga and Gucci. You stupid.
That is so stupid. I don't know why niggas be doing that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I think we just got to get back to that because obviously the buying power is there clearly. It's just that we're not investing it back into our communities, and hopefully a lot of.
One more point: people be looking at like black products and stuff. They'll buy a Ralph Lauren t-shirt, white tee, a pony on it,
$80 in a pony.
Like,
Nah, true.
But
It's
then
true.
when we come out with a t-shirt,
$4,
$25 on the website, by the way, you know what I mean?
20, some
Y'all
20.
niggas charging too much. Like that's too much. That's too crazy. Like I'm like,
Nah, I mean, that's all I'm saying, man.
I gave y'all niggas a few.
I have one more point to make though. The professionalism definitely is a major factor. You will never see the head of Balenciaga or Ralph Lauren. If there's an issue with the product or something, that you will never see them directly addressing the customer. They have somebody that does that for them. Like, this is my PR. Like, somebody just professionally helping them. Like, you know, this is how we're gonna fix your situation because your product just wasn't good. You know. Or another thing is like, you know, and obviously if you're starting a small business, you're not gonna have that PR person. You are your PR person.
Mm-hmm.
If something goes wrong, you can't be arguing back with your customers. You can't be like, you know, be outlandish and ghetto.
True.
Lately, like, you know, when we had the whole raw reviews,
right,
going crazy, like it was a lot of, oh well, this person did really good or this person did really bad, and I feel like something like that kind of really just like deteriorated a lot of black businesses.
And we quick to bash each other about businesses. Once something go wrong that we don't like, now we want to be on social media blasting them and this.
I'm not gonna lie, there were some people that had to quickly defend, like, oh no, I went to that girl before, she did good, like, you know, because I felt bad because I'm like, she did good with me. I feel bad that they had a bad experience, but and then another thing, like, they gotta just present themselves better. Like, you know, I'm sorry that happened to you. Maybe I can give you a discount next time. Maybe I could work on my craft.
Understand that, yes.
Things like that. Because let me tell you, I remember before we was going online booking our hair appointments and stuff like that, and I would like literally go out my way to like find like a black nail salon or a black hair salon.
They exist.
And, they do. Like on the street, and there would be times that I would have such bad customer service. I'm just like, I'm going back to Dominicans. I'm going back to the Asian people from here because it was just such bad customer service.
Man. That is very true because some people expect, because we the same. I don't got to put as much work, but you know they also treat those other groups of people with the best customer service and feel like you my friend, you got to accept this shit. Nah, I want the same customer service. I want.
That also come back to black people being cheaper with other black people. Like they would go into black businesses and then not tip. You know what I mean? Yeah. When these other
want a discount.
Or that too. When these other races going in there and they giving extra money, like, oh yeah, this was good. You know what I mean? So when other black people come in there, it's like you paying for the sins of somebody else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
I'm tired of y'all fashion brands disrespecting black people and motherfuckers be outraged for a couple of days and then go back and buy this shit. I'm like, yo, these motherfuckers blatantly was racist. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they should have. Like, it's like, come on, man.
I think they give like other brands like more chances, and it's like when it comes to like a black business or even when it comes to like a black person trying to do good, it's like 1 minute they do something shady, it's like, oh my god, he's canceled. Like,
this is why I don't fuck with black businesses.
Right,
they too ghetto, unprofessional. Like, you know what I mean?
Like even with
Balenciaga,
Dr. Umar, when he's building the school, like it took a while for the school to like, you know, come into production. But it's like they were coming at him like, oh, he's taking the money and he's using it for himself. I'm like, damn, like this man's trying to do something really good that like it's not even like. It's something that
people think the shit gonna just pop up. The school gonna be there tomorrow. He got the bread. No,
let him like.
When we had him on the show, he actually said that the reason that it was taking so long is because he was dependent on black contractors that took the money and wouldn't do the work.
There's a lot of tape to cut through.
Exactly.
So I was like, that's crazy.
So again, man, we appreciate y'all for coming on the show. Again, let them know where they can follow you at.
live_like_DEE.
Cleo TRVP.
_mo.season SCN_.
Okay, yo,
shout out to Umar.
Appreciate y'all.
Shout out to Umar, yo.
Appreciate you.
We appreciate y'all for tuning in. I ain't gonna say it, but would you
hit that like button?
There we go.
I know y'all enjoyed this shit.
Yo, comment your favorite part and cop the merch. DailyRapUpCrew.co.
Don't be like Eli wearing other niggas shit.
Yeah, I know. But this is technically black owned.
No, that is
like,
black owned.
Right, you know what I mean? So,
for real.
Oh, I shot it down.
You feel me? Like, so, join the membership and make sure y'all listen to the podcast audios every Tuesday, man. We need all the downloads we get, all the listens we get, man. We trying to make some contracts, trying to make some. I was gonna say some other word, but I know y'all like pause. Like, you know what I mean, I ain't gonna say that. We trying to do some business with other advertisers.
Oh, I know.
There we go. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
we gonna make some deals.
I don't know what he was gonna talk about. Like, you know what I'm saying? But we appreciate y'all.
What's the deal?
Yo, I wasn't gonna say that.